I'm Jeff Matlow. Welcome to the best leadership podcast ever. Welcome back to the pod. It's the place where you have the most fun learning life's leadership lessons. So great to have you here. It's always great to have you here. As you probably know, I'm a three-time entrepreneur, a leadership coach, keynote speaker, and author. I help leaders solve the major problems fast. So if you got issues that are keeping you up at night, and I guarantee you have issues keeping you up at night, drop me a line, leadership@bytitleonly.com. We can have a free chat, see if I can help you. But first, today, I want to talk to you about my friend Ellen Miller. She's a rock star, and I mean that literally. See, Ellen is a mountaineer who has accomplished some of the most impressive feats in the entire history of high-altitude mountain climbing. She's the first, and as far as I know, the only American woman to have summited Everest from both the north and south routes. She's the first American woman to climb the Himalayan Triple Crown, and she's also one of the nicest people you'll ever meet, assuming you were to meet her. Which, if you're lucky, you will. So it turns out her experience explains a lot about your career path. But we'll talk about that in a second. First, let's take a trip to Cornell. See, in 2003, David Dunning was a professor of psychology at Cornell University. His biggest claim to fame is the Dunning-Kruger effect. If you've heard of that, you probably think that's the direction this conversation is going. But it's not. Instead, I want to talk about Dunning's second biggest claim to fame. It's based on a study he did with his graduate student, Joyce Erlinger. Joyce and David decided to conduct a study about confidence and self-evaluation. Now, the details of the study are less important to this conversation than the results. What they discovered is that one's confidence and self-evaluation are not always aligned with your competence. More importantly, they uncovered this fascinating tidbit. Despite being equally competent, women tend to underestimate their abilities and performance while men overestimate theirs. This is known as the confidence gap, and you really need to understand it because it's the source of big problems. Confidence matters. You know this, but you don't always remember it, so I'm reminding you. You're welcome. I gotcha. People are attracted to people who are confident. We follow leaders because of their confidence. We vote for politicians because of their confidence. The reason why confidence matters is that confident people are more likely to succeed. It's true. See, increasing confidence leads to greater risk-taking, and that increases your visibility, which then allows you to get more opportunities. Low confidence does exactly the opposite. You remain hidden. And that's the problem, and the reason that Dunning and Erlinger's finding is so gosh darn important. I'm a leadership coach for mid to enterprise level companies. As it so happens, many of my clients are female execs at Fortune 500s. When it comes to my female clients, the most prevalent issue I work with is, you guessed it, the confidence gap. Hewlett-Packard conducted a study that's pretty darn eye-opening about this. They found that women applied for promotions only when they believed they had met 100% of the job qualifications. But men applied when they met only 60% of the job qualifications. See, women often feel they need to prepare more, they need to perfect their skills, and they need to avoid every mistake before they even consider seeking a promotion. That's the confidence gap. And this issue was proven in 2014 by researchers Kathy Kay and Claire Shipman in a study that found that women consistently rated themselves lower in confidence than their male peers, despite having similar or even better qualifications. Remember, a confident person with less skills is more likely to be promoted than a less confident person with greater skills. And that's the problem with women. Now, I'm not saying this is the reason why men are in more senior leadership positions, but I'm not saying it's not. And this brings me back to my friend, the rock star, Ellen Miller. From the moment my wife and I had our daughter, Ellen professed to me the importance of rock climbing for girls. At first, I didn't understand why she was pushing rock climbing so much. But when my daughter turned 5 and I took her to a climbing gym for the first time, I suddenly got it. Rock climbing is about strength, mental and physical strength. Strength builds confidence in women. Rock climbing is about problem solving. Effective problem solving builds confidence in women too. Rock climbing is about setting a challenging goal and using your body and mind to overcome obstacles and achieve success. So I immediately reached out to Ellen from that first trip to the climbing gym. I understood why she dedicated her life to climbing to the top of the world. My daughter wasn't just climbing rocks. She was setting herself up to bridge the confidence gap. And this brings us to the point where we build the bridge to you. Here's the cold, hard truth. Confidence isn't something you're born with. Confidence is something you build. It's like a muscle that gets stronger the more you exercise it. If you don't practice confidence consistently, that muscle is going to atrophy faster than a grape in Death Valley turns into a raisin. Here's the thing. I like you. I believe in you. I want you to have more confidence. So let me tell you 5 things I coach my clients to do when it comes to increasing confidence. These 5 things work. They work for women, they work for men, they work for everyone. Here they are. Number 1, take action before you feel ready. Waiting until you're ready is a devil's game. You'll never be ready. There's always going to be something else to improve upon. So apply for the job even though you don't meet all the qualifications. Speak up in the meeting even if your idea isn't fully baked in your head. Just taking the action will help you build your confidence. Number 2, focus on your strengths. Write down 3 things you're better at than anyone else on your team. I'm serious, write it down. Like now. Pause this and write it down. Now review that list whenever you're having doubts, whether it's before meetings, when you have to make decisions, when you need to have a tough conversation. Whenever doubt creeps in, look at that list and remind yourself. Because confidence grows when you wear your superhero undies. Metaphorically, of course. I mean, I'm not always wearing my superhero undies every day. Why would I do that? I wouldn't do that. I don't even own superhero undies. How did we even get to this conversation? Number 3, reframe failure. People too often think failure is the opposite of success, but it's not. You're wrong. Failure is actually an important step in success. So don't let your failure be your confidence kryptonite. When you consciously reframe failure, it's going to build your confidence. Number 4, get feedback from people you trust. Ask 3 people you respect to each describe your leadership strengths in 3 to 6 words. You're not only going to notice some commonality in what they say, but you're going to be shocked at the things they see in you that you don't see in yourself. Positive feedback is like a ladder to raise confidence. And finally, number 5, find your climbing wall. Yeah, you can go climb a wall, but I mostly mean this metaphorically. Find your version of rock climbing, some activity or challenge that pushes your mind and body to grow in unison. Maybe it's Peloton classes or core fitness. Maybe it's an accountability group or a coach who's really good at bringing out the superhero leader in you, which, by the way, you're listening to one. You see, confidence isn't about knowing you'll succeed. It's about knowing you'll be okay even if you don't succeed. Ellen didn't summit Everest because she was certain she'd get to the top. She wasn't. She did it because she was certain she could handle whatever obstacles were thrown her way. She had confidence. She bridged the gap. And that's what I want for you. Remember, the goal is not to eliminate fear. The goal is to build confidence big enough to let it lift you above the fear and achieve new heights. So lift that chin, push back those shoulders, and set your sights on the top of the mountain. Now let's start climbing, okay? If you're ready to reach your new goal, contact me, leadership@bytitleonly.com. I'd love to have a free chat. And please subscribe to my newsletter, the best leadership newsletter ever. Just Google it. You'll find it. I love talking to you. I appreciate you. Thank you for showing up every week. I'll talk to you next time. Bye.